Hey, what is up everyone? Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Here a quick guide for the Stormcrow Beastmaster in last Epoch. The Stormcrow Beastmaster is a very interesting build that plays a bit different than a normal minion build. Our main damage is not coming from our minions themselves, but from their combo skill called Crowstorm. The crows call down a single massive lightning strike on the targeted area, dealing damage in a huge AoE. We're using different kinds of buffs to make this ability deal as much as possible. First we have Swipe that we use, which will not only have a chance to buff the minion's base crit by 20%, stacking up to 3 times, which is just crazy. We can also use this ability to gain some mana back on hit and also make it so we shoot out an additional Stormcrow ability here once we hit an enemy with Swipe. Warcry is another ability to boost damage of the minions by a huge amount. By converting the crows to a cold based type, we can take full advantage of the cold part of this skill, and this will grant our minions a lot of crit chance and increase cold damage. We also get a heal every time we use a Warcry that will both affect us and our minions. The last ability is called Eterra's Blessing, and this is used as a buff to our crows and will also work as a heal for both the crows and ourselves. But most importantly, we can also use this to reset the cooldown of the Crow Storm skill if we use it on one of our crows. Do keep in mind that the cooldown will not reset if you use this on a crow that already have the Eterra's Blessing on them. Also, by spamming this will consume your mana really fast. We do have a setup though to make Eterra's Blessing being automated, however this makes it so it only being cast once every 12 seconds from picking up the Blossoming Garden from the passive skill tree. We also have a chance to get the healing totem here as well every time that we use the blessing as well for some extra layer of survivability. The build also got some extra defense of damage reduction from aspect of the boar and also from the passive skill tree. The build also don't have any requires uniques to work, making it a great beginner build with a lot of improvements and different combinations that can be made for the end game. Some pros: it got some good burst damage, it's a beginner build, no uniques required to start, minion build that can actually target its damage, also a lot of healing from different kinds of sources. For some cons, the biggest one would be that the minions can die. It doesn't really happen that often, mostly on boss fights with a lot of AoE damage. And also we do have to stay in melee range to use our swipe ability. And for the uniques, as I mentioned, there are none that are required, however there are some that works great for this build. The first item is called Arthur's Legacy, and this with its unique +1 to maximum companion is great for this build for all the different damage multiplier it will provide. We also get some increased shield duration here and also chance to shield on melee hit. Even though we get one extra crow here, I would still only recommend the helm if you manage to get the class mod which adds spell damage for storm crows as a legendary potential on it. To start with, I would go for a normal rare one with the mods on it instead, but it's worth mentioning as you can have something to aim for. Hero's Obsession is another great unique that makes it so the stats on the item also apply to our minions, and this opens up all kinds of different opportunities for any minion build. But for this build it works even better as we gain up to 10 spell damage that will now also apply to our minions, which is a great addition for our damage. We also get some extra resist here as well, and here you also want to go for armor shred chance as a LP for damage, or you can also go for Frailty chance for some extra defense. Dedication of a Erased Primalist is a pretty common Primalist unique that provides +1 to all level of Primalist skills, less damage over time taken from slowed enemies, and also chance on hit to grant one of your minions Aspect of the Spider. Aspect of the Spider lasts for 8 seconds and grants 15% more damage to slowed enemies, and we also get 100% chance to slow on hit. As it is a Weaver's Will unique, the stat for this item might be different for every player, but some of the more useful stat is going to be minion damage, health, attunement, and also health for our character. For some stats, try to go for health, resist, critical strike avoidance for the cap, increase minion damage and health, increase minion spell damage, attunement, and also increase cooldown recovery speed. And quickly here to add that all flat minion spell damage is always going to be a top priority for the build, like from the Greatwood Coat body armor for instance. And for the class specific stats, try to go for +2 spell damage for Storm Crows, plus level of summoning Storm Crows, and also shared increased spell damage. For the idols, you want to get 2 huge idols with increased aspect of the link's effect and shared spell damage or cold damage for us and our minions. We also want to go for 2 large idol here with increased health and also shared spell damage or cold damage for us and our minions. For the blessings, some of the more noticeable ones is going to be from the Black Sun. Here we can go for some Void Resistant, Ending the Storm for some additional Lightning Resist, Reign of Dragon you can go for up to 20% to all resistant, or you can also choose Critical Strike Avoidance for some easy cap. The Age of Winter for the chance to shred cold resist on hit. Keep in mind though that this is from our hits and not for our minions. You can also go for physical resist here as well. Spirit of Fire for the increased minion damage. And let's go quickly the most important nodes for the skills, starting with summoning Storm Crows. So our Storm Crows here is going to be our minion ability. However, the minions here are not going to be the primary damage. It will be the combo skill that we get from these minions called Crow Storm. Observe and Learn makes it so our melee hits have a 20% chance to improve the Storm Crow's base crit chance up to 20%, and this will stack up to 3 times. Frigid Wings make it so the base skill will change from lightning to cold. Also, all shock will get to frostbite, and this will work really great with the Warcry, which we will go into later in the video. Storm Breath makes it so Storm Crows deal more spell damage per stack of shock on the target, and as we have changed to cold, this will now be applied for frostbite instead of the shock. Thundering Strike will make it so Crow Storm deal more damage up to 120%. Expanse Pulse will increase the area for the Crow Storm skill. Thunderous Blast will make it so Crow Storm deal more damage per crow that we have, and it also have a shorter cooldown. Last point in Avis here for some increased cast speed and move speed for our crows. This will not affect the damage for the Crow Storm skill, however it do help with a little bit of the single target that the crows are dealing. Our second skill that we are using is Summoning Wolf, and this is only used for the Pack Hunter node here, which will make it so we get 1 to maximum companions. And this is the only thing that we want from this passive skill tree. We're using Swipe as our melee ability, and this is going to be to proc the base crit for the Storm Crows, and this will also make it so we cast the Crow Storm skill once we use Swipe. Feline Hunter will make it so we get some global attack speed and cast speed once we have Aspect of the Panther up. Duality of Nature will provide some mana gain when we are using Swipe. We're using Storm Claw here, just so we can get Swipe with some increased area here every 3 seconds. Way of the Hunt, some hit damage and also Leech. Culling for the kill threshold up to 14%. Claw of the Bear makes it so we can only use Swipe every 2 seconds. However, we get the Primal Resonance, which will make it so we cast the nearest companion's ability on hit, and as we only have the Storm Crows, this will result in casting the Crow Storm spell. We're using Warcry here to buff our minions and also to heal them and ourselves. We're using Shallow Breath here so we can get a shorter cooldown for the Warcry. Frost Claw makes it so we and our allies affected by Warcry will deal increased cold damage. Bring of Winter makes it so we and our cold minions affected by Warcry gain increased critical strike chance, and also so we have some shield chance for 4 seconds. Juggernaut makes it so we get invulnerable after we use Warcry. Breath of Eterra makes it so the Warcry is now also a heal. Invigorate makes it so we can also heal our allies. And Purging Shout makes it so we also cleanse all elements on us when we use Warcry. Last skill is going to be Eterra's Blessing, and this is going to be for a heal. We are buffing our minions and ourselves, and also resetting the cooldown of the Crow Storm skill. Efference makes it so Eterra's Blessing heals half of its value immediately and half of its value over 4 seconds. When the heal has expired, we'll also heal again for half of Eterra's Blessing's value. Ancestral Renewal makes it so when we heal a target that is already high health, we have a chance of summoning a healing totem. Binding Heal makes it so when we heal a companion, we will also get a portion of that heal for ourselves. Encourage makes it so when we are using Eterra's Blessing to heal one of our companion, it will now also refresh the Crow Storm skill. Overgrowth make it so we also have a chance to get some AoE healing here for nearby allies. And here a quick preview of the passive skill tree, but for more information about the build, I do recommend you to go and check out Last Epoch Build Planner. Both for the passives and the skills, you can simply use the progression bar at the bottom to easily see when and where to progress in the build. To the left of the build planner, you can also get a basic loot filter of the build that will highlight all you need to get for both leveling and for the endgame. Link for this will be in the description. So what do you think about the Stormcrow Beastmaster? Have you tried it out before or tried another version of it? Feel free to tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!